Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a great day. Now today we are back working on the Passat. Oh, the Passat, I have not missed you, but I just got back from Wildwood from vacation, and we're back working on the Passat because last time, the probably like 6+ series of videos of just trying to get this thing to start again, we have our timing that's off. So we need to reset the timing. So pretty much what you do is you reset it to top dead center, which means the cylinder 1 is top dead center. There should be little arrows on the gears. I'll get into all that in a minute. And then we have to come over here and fix the whole situation that I got myself into over here. Now I did a very stupid thing. First things first, last video I went out and I got new injector bolts because one of my injector bolts broke. And the injector bolts that I ended up getting were a tad bit too long. I'm guessing that they are for the CJAA motor, which is like the cousin to this motor. The only like real difference is that this has a different fuel system, so it kind of would make sense. But yeah, they were way too long. I tried to cut it with a Dremel, and I'm guessing the thread patterns didn't match up, and it completely just stripped it out. And then my dumbass decided to get a bigger bolt and try to just cross thread it. It's 12 o'clock. Anyway, my dumbass decided to get a bigger bolt and try to cross thread it in, and I made a whole mess. So pretty much what we have to do is we have to get what's called a helicoil kit, and you drill out the hole bigger, you tap it, and then you thread in an insert, which is the helicoil, and that makes it to the correct thread pattern or thread size. So that's what we're doing today. We also need to get the correct bolts, which the only place I could find these fucking bolts is on carparts.com. Every other place it is the longer style ones. So hopefully that these ones are the correct ones. Yeah, we're gonna start tearing all this apart. It really sucks because I have to tear literally everything apart again. First to get to the timing, because all of these fuel lines are in the way of the timing, as you can see. And I also have to take all of this stuff off because I have to get the injector bolts off and the injectors out. Because we also need to replace the valve cover in today's video. I still have to order that, but we are going to be replacing the valve cover in this video. And I also have to take the valve cover off anyway to rethread the hole. So we're gonna get started tearing all of this apart again, and I'm gonna make myself past tense. Let's just say that. Jesus, trust me. Alrighty, I got the valve cover off, the injectors are out. As you can see here, if it'll focus, it is all completely stripped out in there, so we're gonna have to fix that out. Another thing that I realized, these are my injectors here. Two things I realized. First thing is, I think that these are already rusting. Is it gonna focus? See if you can make it focus. There you go. I don't know if this is rust or what's going on here, because these ones aren't like that, but these two, the two that were on the left side were like that. The two on the right side weren't. And another thing I noticed is all the O-rings for these. There's supposed to be O-rings in those little grooves, and they completely disintegrated. You can see there's an O-ring here. You can see the O-ring there, and then it's just gone. I can literally just take this off. So, we're gonna have to get new, or actually, the kit that I'm buying that comes with the bolts also comes with new O-rings for the injector. So that's a good thing. We're gonna have to put those on, or else the injectors are going to be leaking all up into everything, and that won't be good. So we have all this situated. I'm still waiting for the parts to come in, like the bolts and the whatchamacallit, the tap kit and all that stuff. So next we're gonna have to start to tackle the timing. And in order to do the timing, we're gonna have to jack the car up. So let me get the car jacked up. We're gonna take the wheel off. You all have seen that a million times, so I'm not gonna film that, but I'll throw you guys back on once it's all ready to be retimed. All right, so I've gotten everything taken apart. I got my CKRAA timing kit out. I got all the covers off. The timing belt is off. Wheel is off. As you can see, it's all exposed down here. And I am thinking, where did it go? All right, so I am admitting defeat. I got the crankshaft pulley in place. You can see the lockers in there. I looked it up. Apparently, you're supposed to have the high pressure fuel pump is supposed to be timed as well, which doesn't really make too much sense to me, but it's whatever. And also, my camshaft gear does not move like at all. It's like completely seized. I've tried with a regular wrench, I've tried with the breaker bar, it just won't fucking move. So I called a mechanic and they're coming tomorrow to come and look at it, because if they can just retime it for me, that would be perfect, because I don't really want to mess with timing on this thing anyway. Timing on a German car is not something that I want to teach myself in my driveway on my daily. If it gets into something like, if I have to do timing on this piece of shit, once I do the engine on that, I wouldn't really care, because this is a project car and it can be down for as long as possible, but this thing has already been down for almost 3 fucking months and I just want it back. So I can tap and drill the hole myself, I can put the helicoil in myself, I can put the entire fuel system back together myself, but I just want the timing done. So hopefully they give me a reasonable price tomorrow. They're gonna come and look at it in my driveway tomorrow, and they said it might be something simpler than the timing, but I kind of know that the timing is off, because that's the code that it gave. And yeah, so I guess I'll throw you guys back on either when I start to tap this hole and get the new bolts, or when the mechanic comes, whichever comes first. All right, as you can see, it is dark out, and I just had the craziest realization. I don't even know where I ended up leaving the video off last. Can I get like a good angle? I don't even know where I ended up leaving the video off last, but I just had the craziest realization. I was sitting inside, doom scrolling on my phone like the average Joe, and I was like, wait a minute, if I have the crankshaft set to top dead center on the engine and I have it locked, then I wouldn't be able to freely spin the cam gear because the valves would be hitting the top of the piston. So I unlocked, as you can see, the lock is right there. I unlocked my camshaft gear, or my crankshaft gear. I did it to the low dead center for the first piston, and then I moved my camshaft gear. As you can see, it is now, you can see a little arrow on it, is pointing up, and I also have this one set top dead center. So I'm pretty sure I just freaking figured it out, which I'm so happy about, because I did not want to pay a mechanic to do this. So I do have to text the mechanic and tell them not to come tomorrow, because they're supposed to come tomorrow to come and look at it. Now the only thing I need to figure out is if I have to somehow set the high pressure fuel pump, because I've been reading a lot of different things saying that you do have to time the high pressure fuel pump to run as the same time, or time it in with the cam and the crankshaft, which kind of does make sense, because it would need it's kind of like a lobe, and it's the same thing as like a camshaft where it needs to be at the correct position at the correct time to give the correct amount of fuel. So I'm gonna do some more research, and then we're gonna be back out here tomorrow, and hopefully we can wrap this up and get all the timing done so that we can try and start this thing. All right, you guys, I have it all taken apart again. I honestly don't even remember where I last left off, but I have it all taken apart again because tomorrow the rethread kit is coming in for me to be able to, that probably shouldn't be sitting in there, for me to be able to rethread this hole right here that is so horrendously stripped out, and the new valve cover is coming, so I can throw this junk one out that I've been using in place, and I can put the new valve cover on after I rethread it, put it all back together, and then once the new bolts come, which is on Thursday, today is Monday, we should be able to start this thing. And even if it doesn't start when I put the new bolts in and I just try and start it, I know why it's not going to start, and that's because the high pressure fuel pump does need to be timed to the cam and the crank. I have heard that if it's somewhat roughly in the right spot, it will run, and if it's a little bit off, more off than that, it'll run, but run like shit. And if it's more off than that, it's going to throw a code for low fuel pressure. So hopefully we should be able to figure out all that's going on there. But we do have one issue. I don't know if I told you this or showed you this on camera yet, but me and Gio tried to retime this thing to the high. Me and Gio tried to retime the high pressure fuel pump, and pretty much behind the sprocket there's like a little fork thing that literally just looks like a little fork, and you have to line that up with a hole that's on the side of the engine, and then you put a pin in there. And I did that, and I was trying to get the belt on, and I didn't know that you're supposed to loosen the camshaft sprocket bolts so that's not so much tension. And there was so much tension pushing on this gear that it snapped the key off, the little fork key. So now if I want to get it in time, I just have to like put it there, mark it, and pray to God that it doesn't move. But we're gonna see on Tuesday or tomorrow, or no, not Tuesday, Thursday when the bolts come, and I'll throw you guys back on tomorrow once the rethread kit comes. But that should be pretty simple to do. All right, so I finally got pretty much everything here that we're gonna need to fix the Passat today. We got the brand new valve cover that just came in yesterday. I ended up swapping over the old cap because the one that came with it was garbage. We've got the brand new injector bolts that are the correct size this time. Super happy about that. Some new injector seals. Like I said, the bolts came with new seals. We're not going to need these copper ones. These ones are fine. It's the ones that actually go around, the rubber ones that go around in those grooves. We're going to be replacing those. And then the rethread kit. I tested last night, and these are the right size also for this size bolt. So hopefully with all this, we're going to be able to start the car today. The only issue that we might run into is having to retime it, because I'm not the best with timing yet, and I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get this running by the end of the day today, because it's been way too long of this thing being broken. So I'm going to stop yapping. We're going to start working. We're going to start off by rethreading this bolt hole, and yeah, let's just get straight into it, I guess. All right, so we're gonna start off by drilling this hole out bigger. Oh, you guys fell. I'm trying to figure out a good place to put this. Come on. So this kit's pretty cool. It comes with a drill bit, it comes with the tab, it comes with pretty much everything. This drill bit does seem sharp as fuck too, so hopefully it will have no issues trying to drill this hole out. If not, I'm gonna go get my expensive ass Milwaukee Cobalt ones. But I do think this one shall do the trick. Now the trickiest part about this is you have to go completely straight down, and yeah. So we're just gonna, oh, that's what I didn't want to happen. The metal shavings going everywhere. That's why I have the vacuum out. Alright, so I'm going to try and vacuum as I'm drilling so that I don't completely get metal shavings all up in my cams and everything. Hopefully the metal shavings that did pop out already aren't going to be too much of a problem, but we're going to see. Okay, I have my magnet here. Hopefully this will pick up some of the little pieces of metal that decided they wanted to fly into my head. Okay. Alright, so the next portion of this came with a little Allen key. I'm not sure what it's for, but the next portion is to tap this hole, and that you also have to be very careful because it also has to be completely straight up and down. I don't know where I put it. I have a special tool that you put the tap in. I just have no clue where I put it because I'm like king of losing everything. Just ask Gio. It always pisses him off. Carry on. Oh, it's literally right in front of me. But yeah, so this is a tool that you use pretty much. You stick the tap in here so that you can just turn it nice and easily. Because you do have to do it by hand. You can't put it in a drill. Putting it in a drill is a very bad idea. Okay, so I don't know if I tapped it all the way to the bottom. We're gonna see. But now the cool part is this is the let me get in front of the camera so I can see if I'm actually showing you correctly. I don't know if this is gonna focus. Yeah, this is the helicoil, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Gio makes fun of how I pronounce it, but pretty much this goes in the hole and you turn it and you spin it in. There's a little tang on the bottom. This is the tool you use. There's a little, gonna focus? No. But you just spin it in pretty much, and then you break the tang off, and it makes it the correct thread size for your bolt. Now we're gonna see if we can bottom this out. It's just gonna spin. Okay, I think this is pretty much at the bottom now. Okay. Then you're supposed to use this to break the tang off. I think that's good enough. We're gonna put one more in because you can actually stack these on top of each other if it's not tall enough. You can't put them inside of each other, but you can put them on top of each other. And there is a lot of threads on this bolt, so I want to make sure that this is going to go all the way down. Alright, so let's see if we can get you a little close up. Can you please focus? Please focus. I don't know if it's gonna focus. My camera sucks. Come on. But you can see the little silver inside the hole. It's not gonna focus. No, it's not. But that's the little helicoil. But yeah, I'm gonna set you guys back up on the tripod. We're gonna put this all back together, and hopefully it all works out. Trust me. Alright, probably nobody's fucking surprised. Shit is not going well. So, I ended up putting the helicoil in. I'm guessing I did not drill it out deep enough, or I didn't get the helicoil deep enough because the screw bottomed out way too high up and it wasn't going to be securing anything. So I tried to take the helicoil out, and it started to strip it, so I took all the helicoils out. I tapped it a little bit bigger. I don't even remember what happened, but I ended up pretty much making the decision that it might be a smarter idea to just tap the entire thing bigger and get a bigger bolt to put in it. And now it's stretched from like an M6 to an M8 size bolt hole, and nothing will fit in it, and I'm just so upset with this car. So I ended up calling one of my more experienced friends, I guess you could say. He's been working on cars a lot longer than me, a lot smarter than me. This car has humbled the absolute fuck out of me, and I think it's time to start asking for help. So he's gonna come over. He has some ideas. He might want to fill it with JB Weld and drill it out, or do something. I don't know. We'll see when he ends up coming. You guys might remember him. His name is Aiden. We've worked on the Jeep before. He had a white Mercedes and he had a red XJ, and yeah. So I'm gonna throw you guys back on once he gets here, and we can try and figure that out. And then we're gonna try and start it, and if it doesn't start, he's gonna also try and help me he's also going to try and help me to retime it, because I explained the whole issue with the timing and stuff too. But I do have the battery on a battery tender, so hopefully the battery should be good for when we try to start it, and we won't have to jump it, because that's also really annoying. But yeah. Alright, so Aiden is here. We're starting to drill and tap the new hole for the injector. We've got our protective paper towel just in case. It is on and off raining. The sun's starting to come back out, but it was like torrential downpouring right before he got here. So hopefully the weather stays clear. It's humid as hell. But we're gonna try and tap this hole, and then we're trying to figure out how we're gonna lock this high pressure fuel pump without the fork piece, because it broke off, as I've shown you. We have some ideas, but we're gonna get to that next. First, we're trying to make this situation go away, and then we can work about the second situation. All right, you guys, so I have not been filming anything because we have just been getting shit done, but Aiden went to try and get a bolt that we can use to tap into that, because we don't have a good sized bolt. He took all the dimensions he needed. He's going back to his shop, and he's going to see if he can figure out a bolt. But we did get the high pressure fuel pump timed correctly. I'm super freaking excited about this because I had no freaking clue how I was gonna get that timed without the timing mark. Pretty much what we did, we undid all the timing, and then I took the sprocket off, I lined it up correctly, I got all the other timing pieces on, I put the gear in the belt, I pulled it all the way tight, and then I just slid it right on over and bolted it up. So it should all be in time. We cranked it all the way over, didn't hear any crunchy noises. So once Aiden gets back, we're going to tap this hole, hopefully get a good size bolt in there. We're gonna Loctite the fuck out of it so it doesn't move because it's holding down a lot of PSI of fuel. And then we're gonna get the rest of it together. We have to recode my injectors because I am stupid and I did not mark them. I'm just gonna have to use the scan tool, see which injector is for which hole. Not that hard. And then get everything else buttoned up. I have the jump pack charging so we can try and jump this bitch. And yeah, we should be good to go after that. We're gonna try and start it. I might try and bleed the fuel system because some people are saying you do have to bleed the fuel system. If it cranks and cranks and cranks and then we have a low fuel pressure, the next thing I'm gonna do is bleed the fuel system. But please, please, I hope it starts. I'm so nervous that it's not gonna start because everything that I've done so far and tried so far, it has not started. 3 months, 5 grand, a lot of cuss words has gone into this fucking thing and it still has not wanted to start. So we're gonna try our absolute best to try to get this thing to start today. And yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna throw you guys back on when Aiden gets back with the correct size bolt. Hell yeah, brother, the old Duramax. I could hear you backing this shit up from all the way up there inside the house.
I have a muffler on it too.
It's just the grut, 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 grut. The clacker.
What?
The clacker.
Clacker.
Yeah. We gotta fix my baby clacker.
Exact.
Alright, so we got everything put back together. Hopefully, hoping to God this bitch starts. We got one of the wrong bolts in here. Oh, it's the fucking shade, you can't even see it. There you go. And then we got one with a bit stuck out of it, but it's all good. We're hoping this shit works. I think it's all timed correctly. We got the jump pack hooked up. I recalibrated the injectors, and I am fucking praying to God that this shit starts. Aiden's gonna film. Please, man. Let me roll that. It's not gonna explode.
I'm just mortified, bro.
Why don't my window controls work? It's saying my key is broken.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Aiden. I haven't been on this bitch since 2023. What up? We're with the Volkswagen. You already know. We're trying to get this bitch started. I don't know what we're doing though. We're testing the keys. He's screaming in there. Start dating old butt twin.
Take 7. I don't even remember.
558.
Also, I need to fix this door handle. Hasn't been used in a while, so it's getting a little rusty. Okay. Not in range.
What the gay?
A big ass mosquito. What the hell?
It's probably the one that bit me. Man, that thing bit me. Where it at? Where it at? Where it at? Where it at? This thing have zoom?
That's like one of those fucking...
Ew, bro. That's fucking nasty. That's big. Ew, that's nasty, man. Crack your windshield. Oh.
It's going in my fucking... No, I'm gonna turn the AC on. It's gonna shoot in my fucking face. That should look like one of those zombie killer mosquito wasps.
Prehistoric ones, bro. Let's make sure this thing's in focus. Nope.
Well, fucking...
Oh, bro, your jump pack's smoking, bro.
Holy shit.
Damn, dog. What the? Hey, it didn't freaking kiss no valves, though. That's good. Are you sure the connection's tight, bro?
Oh.
Ooh, that thing stinks, bro.
What the hell? Yeah, what the hell?
What is this raunch-ass jump box? Oh.
Dog, hot doggy dog.
Is it hot?
No.
It's just the jump box.
I'm guessing. I'm gonna get my vice grip.
That's a good idea. Okay, okay.
Jumping like lawnmowers and like go-karts, bro.
The Temu burble pop tune didn't work? No, Temu jump box didn't work.
I'm gonna get the sloppy Temu cam for me on the Passat, bro.
No, the Temu burble pop tune, bro, is the funniest shit ever. Don't get tunes off of Temu, for God's sakes.
Do whatever the fuck you want. This is America.
That's also fair. If I was 16 with Temu around, I would be doing the same
Holy
thing.
shit, I'd be like...
Oh yeah, I'd probably blow some shit up though because of it.
Sloppy cam, burble tune. Fucking...
Poppity poppity. Okay, let's move the truck.
Let's try it again. Alright, so it blew the fucking screw out like we hoped it wouldn't, but luckily enough, it didn't strip it out. So we have a bigger screw, a bigger bolt, and we're stacking nuts and washers to try and get it to fit. Because as long as these injectors hold, and we get enough power to the battery, which I think we do with the big old Duramax, and we bleed all the air out, I think this bitch will start. I believe in myself. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I'm getting all the views now, man.
Fuck it, Aiden sings.
But hopefully. Okay, so we're trying this again. He just got the new bolt in. Hopefully it's fixed. Are these all loose? Yep. Start your truck.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea. Start with that.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. I'm just gonna keep on cranking, and as they start letting diesel out, we tighten them. I got one tight in the first one, because that one I already had diesel getting through it. Oh, is that this one again?
carburetor fuel.
And when is it ready to start? Because if there's a little bit of air, it'll go back to the gas tank and then it'll go up with the breather.
Yeah, I think we got fuel in all these now. Let me, oh, thing's still loose. Let me tighten this down again. Yeah. It's like it'll jump up and then something's allowing it to like actually come back up again. Like the actual bolt just adjusts itself down a little bit more. Try it now though. Just give it a quick like, you know, two revolutions. I just want to see if it'll jump.
What would a washer do?
What else?
What's the washer gonna do? Like put it underneath?
No, on top, because I think the bolt's bottoming out now, and it's still allowing a little bit of wiggle room on the injector. Oh, thick one. I'll be right back.
Take your time.
The camera's still going. No, I haven't seen no shit like this before. Wow. Do the D-town shuffle. D-town, stay down. Power tools. Just to loosen. What are you fucking crazy? Man, what is wrong with this motherfucker, man?
Is that yours or mine?
Yep. This one's yours.
Oh. The fucking... This shit is super loose and sometimes it'll pop out by itself.
Oh no, this one's mine.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I thought you were talking about the ratchet.
No. Let me get mine. I say mine are somehow smaller.
There you go. Man, you can't do that to yourself, bro. You can't talk down to yourself like that, bro. Yours is bigger.
It's just as big. Yours isn't smaller, it's fun size.
Yeah, when Shawty says it's perfect.
What do you mean it's perfect?
What the fuck does that mean? Doesn't mean you feel any better.
It's not my fault you have a shallow pussy.
Bro, people's fucking arguments to that, bro. Never really had an issue with that.
I'm recording.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, I'm cutting a lot of stuff out. I can only be so
dirty on YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't worry, bro. I get it. I follow them YouTubers. Follow you. Turn off.
What the hell is this motherfucker doing in my house? What's this motherfucking
A lot of curse words. A lot of bleeped out stuff. Y'all ever had a stripped out bolt? Comment down below. I'm helping the algorithm. What the heck? Man, it is a power tools, bro. The damn mosquito. Protein. Is this yours? No, this one's mine. Mine's scratched. Oh, shit.
Shaking and baking, ho.
Ricky Bobby! Bobby!
Making bake, ho. Shaking bake.
Talladega. Comment down below if you ever watched Talladega Nights.
Start digging in your butt, twin.
Start digging in your butt. That can be on there.
Yeah.
Start digging. Y'all ever heard of start digging in your butt, twin? Comment down below.
I swear, my whole comment section is start digging in your butt, twin.
Spam and digging. Wait. Everybody in the comments, I want you all to say hashtag start digging in your butt, twin.
That's how we know you made it through like the whole video.
Exactly. That also feels very scary. I don't want to do any more than that.
Alright. Take number 154,679 million. Trillion.
Plug the injector.
A billion. Quadrillion.
It was peeking diesel from underneath of it, but that I'm assuming was because none of them were sealed all the way. Alright, try it again.
Crikey.
I'll turn it bitch on so you don't kill my truck too. Hold on. Let me tighten it. It started for a second. I wonder if it's running though, it's just gonna blow it out. Too much pressure. Probably. Yeah. Is it loose now? Yeah.
Alright, you guys, it is the next day. It ended up leaving because the bolt kept just pushing back out. I don't know if it came out that clear on what we were recording because I had you guys just on a tripod. But yeah, the bolt just kept pushing itself out. So what I'm doing right now is literally a last, like, desperate option. I ended up getting some threaded rod. And as you can see, I JB welded it into the hole. And I have a heat gun on it because I'm trying to make it dry as fast as possible. And pretty much the idea of this is I also have a nut. And nut is here. Pretty much the threaded rod's gonna go through here, and then I have a washer that's gonna sit like this, and then the nut that's going to hold it down. And I hope that this works. It's like last desperate option. Because the hole is way too big. I tried to, so first off, this is an M8 by 1.25 threaded rod. And the hole is supposed to be an M8 by 1.25. And it is like, just like the tiniest bit bigger. And there's pretty much no other option besides either trying to JB weld it and tap and drill a new hole, or do what I'm doing right now, because the threaded rod literally, it like just barely slipped in. You could thread it in, but it was very loose and you could pull it out. And you can't really get an M9 by 1.25, or you can, but they're really hard to come by and pretty expensive. I've been doing some like looking around on the internet, because that would probably be the best bet, is to get an M9 by 1.25 and just tap the hole a little bit bigger, because the next size up that you can readily usually get is M10 by 1.25, and that's just too big. You can see the size. I'm pretty sure M10 by 1.25 would just be way too big. So this is like my last ditch effort. If this does not work, I really have no clue what to do. We would have to most likely replace the head, and that just complicates so much other stuff, and I don't even know if I'd put the work into doing that. I low-key might just put the car back to stock and get rid of it, because at that point it's not worth it. So hopefully this works. I'm gonna let this sit for a while, let this harden. It's supposed to take like 5 to 6 hours with heat on it, or about 15 hours without heat on it for it to fully treat right. So, I'll throw you guys back on once it's done being treated, and we're gonna put it all back together and see if it'll start. All right, you guys, I don't even know where I last left off, but as you can see, the Passat is in a different place. It was over there, it is now over here, and that's because I did end up getting it running. Now, I'm gonna explain what's going on right here in a second, but pretty much what I did was I got a piece of M8 by 1 1/4 inch rod and some JB Weld. I filled the hole with JB Weld. I put the rod in there. I let it cure for a full 15 hours, and then I put the rod through the hole and put a nut on top, tightened it down, and it ran. It ran for a full like 30 minutes. I drove it all the way down to the end of my driveway, and I'm guessing as soon as it warmed up, it like kind of loosened up the JB Weld a little bit, and it blew the fucking shit right out. And I got stranded all the way at the end of my driveway. And I ended up having to get the Equinox and tow it all the way back up here. And after that, I kind of thought that my two like most realistic options were two things. Either get an M9 by 1 1/4 inch tap and try and find a bolt that would fit, because an M8 by 1 1/4 inch bolt would just slightly like slip in. So it was a really tight fit, and the best option for the next up one would be an M9 by 1 1/4. But that is a very weird size bolt. I ended up ordering the tap for it, which kind of, I mean, it sucks, but at least it's something that I have if I ever do need it again. Especially being that I work with German cars a lot, and one of the only cars that usually uses an M9 is the Audi German platform type stuff. But I went to the store and I could not find any type of M9. There's even online, there's not many M9 bolts or pieces of threaded rod. And I figured the next best thing would be get an M10 by 1 1/4. So that's what I did. I went out and I got a bolt. Actually, I did not get a rod. I got a bolt, and I tapped the hole out to M10 by 1 1/4, and then I had to drill out this piece right here, and I threaded this piece as well. I put some red Loctite on it. I bolted it all down, but no matter what I do, this shit is still super loose. Like, it's in there really tightly, but as you can see, not well enough apparently. So honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do from here. I kind of got to do some thinking. Since the biggest bolt that's going to fit in there, which is an M10, doesn't fit in there, I think the next step is replacing the head. I really don't want to replace the head, but it's starting to feel like that's like my only realistic option. And yeah.